everyone. Welcome to today's Hooray It's Live with Courtney. I'm hoping that I'm organized. I'm hoping that I've got everything that I need for the live to show you today. Today I'm going to do things a little bit differently. We've got our last chance offerings happening at the moment from our fabulous September to December catalogs. So let me just, I did have a copy of it on the table, but that's okay. Here it is here. So let me just switch on over to the other screen. Okay, so this catalogue is currently on last chance. There's lots of items in it that are available while stocks last. If you, and my favorite, the decorative trees dies have already gone, just saying. So you have missed out on those, but there's still lots of goodies in there. You will want to check out the store. If it's in the store, it's available. If it's not in the store, it's gone. Some things have been reduced. Some of them are actually reduced by up to 50%, some 10%. Just take a note, if you're looking at bundles, our bundles are currently still showing as 10%, but you may find that if both bits are actually going, what you'll find is that if both parts are going, you will find that it may be separate. It might be cheaper to buy the two items separately. Like some things, the stamp sets start going and the punch is staying, for example, my cute little fat Santas that I just love. The punch is staying, so I'm looking forward to seeing what's coming for that. Now, speaking of what's coming, and I am waiting for everybody to catch up, but speaking to about what is coming, there is a new catalogue coming. It's a mini. There's also lots of new goodies coming in the online exclusive range and the kit range. So we've had 2 new kits drop. Those 2 new kits are quite fabulous. One of them is a perpetual birthday calendar, and I will admit there is one on its way to my house because I do love the good old perpetual birthday calendars. So just so that you are aware, I will show you. This here is the front and the back of the new mini catalogue that's starting in January. It is paired up with our celebration catalogue. If you haven't got a demonstrator and you're in Australia and you'd like a copy of these, flick me a message. Comment in the comment section that you'd like one, but flick me a message with your address details and I'll get one out to you. I am currently working away at getting these into the mail so that they can get to you before Christmas, if not in that period between Christmas and New Year, just so that you've got them. Okay, hi Kate, it's good to see you here. So if you need one of these, let me know. Keep in mind these guys are going. The goodies in these guys are going. Our annual catalogue is still live. It's live until April. This catalogue is available until April, but this little beauty here, the celebration one, is only January and February. So from the 7th of January to the end of February, remember February is a short month, there is this little guy, and it does come with a joining special. So if you've been sitting on the fence and you're thinking about joining, make sure that you save the date, essentially. The other good thing about that is Christmas is coming and people want ideas as to what to give you. You wouldn't mind some dollars towards the $169 for this kit, okay? Because you're going to get some extra fabulous goodies. There's 2 value-added goodies kit joining special. So I'm actually not using the goodies from this catalogue today for our live. I'm making a Christmas card with a little bit of a difference. Now, I have a cousin who's obsessed with pink and silver and anything that blings. And the reason why, the reason why I thought I'm going to do something different is she needs a Christmas card that is unique to her. Okay, so I've pulled out Merriest Trees. I have used it before. I don't know if you remember my purple Christmas card a few weeks back. If it hasn't already hit the Flashback Friday, it will be coming soon, just so that you know. But Merriest Trees is in the annual catalogue. It does have Merriest Tree dies that go with it. They're not a bundle, so you do need to purchase them separately. And I think I'm going to sneeze. Oh, no, it's gone. Okay. But anyway, so I thought I'd bring these guys in and I'd show you with some of our new, like our colours that were new this year. So our Petunia Pop and our Shy Shamrock were the two colours that I thought that I'd bring in. I've also got the Designer Series paper. I'm using Designer Series paper for a Christmas card from this pack. This is our Unbound the Beauty. This is a new pack because I ran out, so I had to buy some more. But I'm using this piece here. Okay, it's out the two greens in that pack, so it's quite pretty, but that side won't work, but that's okay. So now just let me know if it's a bit too dark for you. Just let me know, because I do have the blind down. I've noticed that if I go live at 3, you just get glare. If I go live at 4, it's a bit of it just, sometimes you get glare, sometimes you don't. Now with the with this In Colour Suite, there is a packet of glimmer paper. Now the glimmer paper is all of those glimmers in Peach Pie, Petunia Pop, Pretty in Pinks, Shy Shamrock, Summer Splash, Sail, those real fast, but you get all of them in here. It doesn't usually only have half a piece of backing board on it. It's just I thieved that because I use it when, hi Elizabeth, I use the backing board when I'm doing scrapbooking pages to put on my photos because it is acid free. So these are glimmers and they are just fabulous. So what I thought, you get one sheet of each, okay? What I thought I'd do is, because Carly loves pink and silver and bling, so much so this girl has got a white house and a hot pink front door, okay? What I've done is that's my little packet of whites. I've got some crumb cake tags. You'll note these are really cool. The Merriest Tree dies. There's a couple of things to note in here. These are a great die set. Look at them all. There is, and remember, it always tells you how many there are on the pack, but you need really good glasses. Either that or you have to get really squinty. There's 26 pieces in here. Okay. All right. So, oh boy, that kid better not ring me. Okay. This tag is fabulous for gift tags. So you'll notice I've got 3 of them here. I have been doing a run of gift tags. And no, I'm not going to show you because I've used the decorative trees and they've got, you can't get them anymore. So sorry about that, guys. I know today's Flashback Friday had decorative trees, but it's because I loved that set. All right, so these tags, I'm going to try and pop one of these onto this card. So we'll see how we go, all right? But I do love how not only do we have this really cool big tree, but we've got all the components to make a smaller tree or a layered tree. So you'll see here, there's numerous of these. But I love this idea as well. That's essentially tinsel, all right, ball tinsel. And we've got decorations. There's 3 of each one. There's a couple of stars. These are presents, okay? And there's also the little lippy thing that goes around here. You know, when we're growing up, or if you're my age, that is, we used to put little circles around here to protect it, to give it a bit of strength. And they were usually plastic sticker. We've got some little taggy bits that you can actually add around there just to either jizz it up a bit or make it so that it's a little bit stronger depending on what you're doing with it. We've got a variety of different stars, and you must be something that goes with that little one there, okay? Because no, that's that one there. Oh, that's our bow. But, you know, so there's some really cute little things here. And we must not forget our tree stump. But I didn't bring it over. I need to get a scrap of crumb cake. So thought I'd use this, and let's go pink and bling, right? What do you reckon? Okay, so pink, bling, and a bit of green, because what's Christmas without some green, okay? So I've got all of these dies out. Oh, there's my envelope. I got prepared. I actually made sure I brought my envelope over. This one here is Petunia Pop, and I'm going to cut out a couple of different things. I am going to use the cut and emboss machine. I just need to make some room. You should see my desk. It is not pretty. I've got this much space, like probably a hand width either side of it, and the rest is just piled high with things. But that's okay. So I'm going to use some. Which one are you? The darker green. Oh my gosh, memories giving me away. Shy Shamrock. I was going to call it Summer Splash, and it's definitely not Summer Splash. It's the lighter one. Right, I need a bone folder, and I usually have one on the desk. But do I have one today? No. For someone that has so many bone folders with their name on it, there's not one on my desk, which is really unusual. And like I said, just let me know if it gets too dark on your side, because it's starting, the clouds are starting to come over. And I will, found one, not see, oh, all got my names on them. Oh, this one's my tester. If you're a demonstrator and you're watching or customer, these are, this one here, I got my laser machine. Okay, I won't, Natalie. This one here I got when I first got my laser machine, which I've now had for approximately 8-9 years. I first started trialing engraving on these, and look, you'll see even the logos rubbed off, but they come off with your oil. Yeah, that's them, Kate, the reinforcements. So I actually engrave on them. So just say any demonstrators that are watching that want team gifts, they make beautiful little team gifts, is an engraved bone folder with your name. I engrave on the opposite side to the Stampin' Up logo. And I'm a lot better at it was when I did this paper adventure ones, because that's actually engraved twice and it looks like it's got a shadow, but I don't do that anymore. All right, so I am going to pop this piece onto here, and it does look like it needs to be trimmed a little bit more. My packets are white, and I know you've asked me about these in the past, but I will tell you, I do this. That's not how they come, okay? So I do this because I like to do this, but I do this to make it easier for myself because these are already cut to the size that I like. Okay, I'm just grabbing the trimmer because I want to trim that piece of designer series paper down just a smidge. And I'm just using it for just a different color. Like it just gives it a little bit of a, I don't know what the right word for it. I'm losing my words today. All right, Kate. Like I just want it. I like layers, and it is literally going to just be a layer so that you can see something different, a side of plain color around the edge. All right, now that's going to be this one's going to be my inside. Oh, my screen's gone fuzzy. Right, we're back. So I will trim this little piece down just by a smidge. I'll just take off 1/2 centimetre on that side and 1/2 centimetre on that side, because if we're going to have pretty paper under there, we might like to see some of it. Okay. That's the only bummer about when it's getting a bit dark. It makes it a little bit harder to see. So there we go. Okay. Now, this tree is fabulous, but it takes up a lot of room. Okay. So because that tree is so fabulous and takes up a lot of room, I don't necessarily want that size. That's the beauty about having all these different size pieces. This one here is perfect. I'm just going to give us a little bit more light. And a little bit more, because the clouds have come over. So how's that? That's better. All right, this size is perfect, and this size is quite cute. All right, so these are the sizes I'm going to work with, but there's a couple of things I'm going to do with them. So I'll pop this one away. Not that it's a really big one, so it's not like I'm going to lose that one. All right. Now, for those that are new to my channel, when I cut glimmer cardstock, I do actually have one of our old Stampin' trimmers to do so. The other thing that I will often do is I will keep, if you've got any, if you've got any blades that are blunt, let me tell you, they're perfect for cutting glimmer. Okay, glimmer is, This glimmer is great. You can rub your hands on it and you don't get any of it on your hands. You can rub it on your clothes. It doesn't come on your clothes. The glimmer and the glitter on here is stuck to it. A bit more environmentally friendly than the stuff that ends up absolutely everywhere. But one of the best things about it is it blunts your blades. So what I do with it is I'll actually cut out what I need with scissors first, or I'll use my glimmer trimmer, as I call it. Hi, lol, how you going? I'll use my glimmer trimmer so that it doesn't blunt my blade. All right. I also have scissors that I use separately for it. So I will just cut out a bit of that. Okay. And that's going to be that one. And I potentially will like these as well. So we'll see, because I'm not sure, 100% sure what I'm doing. But here comes a kid. All right. And the really good thing about it is we've got the two greens are in here also. Now you will notice that they both are going to work, but just to keep my Christmassy theme up, we're going to go with our Shy Shamrock. And I'm going to cut out, I don't know what I'm going to cut out in that one yet. Actually, yes, I do. I'm going to cut this one out as well in it. And we'll cut some of those out too. Hello, Mavelicious. Hi. Girls have just got home from work. All right. Hopefully, I haven't made. Thank you. Made that too. Just commenting on my earrings. Did anyone see them when I first started? Look, they're gingerbread men. And today my brooch is a pudding, because if you could smell my house at the moment, there's Christmas cake in the oven. I made sure when I was doing it all, I timed it so that my Christmas cake would be coming out of the oven after I finished. So, all right, just so I want to get my head around some things, so I do need to cut out now rather than stamp. So I'll just cut a few things out. I've got my trusty cut and emboss machine. These are great for if you haven't joined yet and you want something that's a bit more pricey. These are just normally around the $230-ish mark, I'm going to say, because they're not $230. But if you need something that is a little bit pricey, you can get it for $169 if you join. So I will cut those two out, and then I thought there was one in the middle. I don't know who I'm going to use for what yet. So I will just do that first up. Okay. All right. Now, so Carly I like green. Carly likes pink. Okay. All right. And then I do know that I'm using that one there. And I will potentially use this one, but maybe not. We'll see. I wonder if I can get them both on this tiny little piece that I just cut. You know what? I can't. That was me being trying to be too frugal with my piece. And, maybe. Look at that. I got them on. All right. I say I'm being too frugal, but I can think my auntie will be sitting there saying lots of other words at the moment, and they're not appropriate. But that's all right. Okay. I also bought over a piece of silver foil because, I could. Okay. So I'll just take these. Look at those. Aren't they smick? That's the only thing about not having new plates, is that your dies or stick. But the spatula end of your take your pick tool is your friend. Look at that. Okay, so they're all off. Okay, now I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these green ones yet. Actually, yes, I am. So I will cut these out as well. Okay, there's a couple of different things that I'm thinking that I might do. I was going to do that one there. And I don't know that I need, I think I'll do these in silver. So I'll go with this one because I think, I'm not sure what way I'm going to do this yet. All right. So this card is still hanging out in my head. All right. It hasn't jumped out yet, so you guys are getting to see it as it's happening. All right. Oops. Try not to lose your die. Okay. And then what I'll do is, where's that other one? Not that one, this one. I'll do it in this as well. So I've got my blending brushes on the table as well. Okay. Because I actually love my blending brushes, and I'm going to do, oh, I don't need anything else. There's some things I'm going to do with them. Okay. Now, the other thing I've got over here is an embossing folder. So while I've got this on the table, I'll take those off. I'll get my 3D embossing folder. This one here is our Christmas trees. Oh, it's fuzzy again. No, it doesn't like me doing that. All right, so I'm going to pop them in. They go in spine first. And what I'm going to do with these pieces, I'm actually putting them in amongst the trees. Where's the other one? Because I'm going to emboss them. And they're going to come out looking absolutely fabulous. All right, just for something different. Okay, this one needs number 4, your grey. All right. Oh, getting emails from the people I've ordered Christmas presents from. Whoa, hear that? Okay. And when you look at these, look at them now. How cool are they? All right. And then, but I want to do them on this piece. Now I'm going to strategically put this, and I've done that before. I'm strategically putting it where I think I want it. And I'm going to make sure my trees are nice and straight, because we don't want crooked trees. I mean, I know in nature everything's not perfect, but we don't have to be, we can be straight because, you know, we can. All right, here we go. Now, I think I've done enough of that. This is a fabulous embossing folder. It looks really amazing if you emboss it on a colour and then put some white ink on it, just for something a little bit different. All right, so, okay, what have we got happening here? We've got a mess. All right, so what I'm thinking, I was thinking of having that on there, maybe a tag under here, and a Christmas tree. Because Carly loves pink. Now this, all right, where's that? We don't want, and then you can have, right, so you can see here, my Christmas tree has all of a sudden is developing a bit of a life of its own. Okay, it's different and it just looks fabulous. All right, so what have I got? What have I got happening? All right, so I don't need this piece here. And what I do need to do is a smaller green piece for the top of this tree, because that's going to go on there. All right, because then this little Christmas tree guy can sit at the front. What do you reckon? It's looking pretty good all right already, isn't it, if I do say so myself? So I do need to, I really want to make pink the feature. So I could chop them out and make that pink instead. But I do think I need to bring the green from up the back. So it's just a matter of what you feel like you're going to need to do. I do need to do a green one of these, and I do need to do some green or silver. Actually, it is unusual, isn't it, Nat? Let's do silver. So this is just silver foil. And I will do, and I do the same with my silver foil because, yeah, I thought you'd like it as well, Lol. My aunt's watching. She likes pink as well. She's a bit of a fan. The other thing I need is, I think it needs a star, because all good Christmas trees should have a star. And there's a couple of different star options in here. You've got a little 5-pointed, or they're all 5-pointed. Yep, 5-pointed stars. There's 3 different sorts. This one here can have that one sitting on top of it. So you could do a pink and silver one. So you could have a silver base with a pink on top, or a green on top, or a gold on top, whatever floats your boat. And this one's just a little plain one, and these look fabulous sitting on top of it. So there's lots of choice when it comes to trees. Now I will pull out my tree base because I am gonna need it. And I'm thinking, would you like, what do you reckon? Should I make this two leveled one, or should I do something with these nice sparkly ones? When I say nice sparkly ones, they're little tiny things like this, and I am going to use them. But actually, all right, I've made the decision for you all. Okay, we're going to go with silver base with a pink top. All right. Okay, so I'm going to need to do a little bit more cutting. Okay. All right. So layer upon layer upon layer. We're going to do some more cutting. Let's stamp. Before we do that, we might stamp. I did bring over my nice green crumb cake that's not really crumb cake. And I'll just stamp my logs because I need to do 2 of those, and I will do them both at the same time. Here they are. Yeah. Because I've got this scrappy piece here that I can use. So crumb cake. And we might as well try and shove things through the cut and emboss machine as minimal as possible. All right. Because you don't need to see me just constantly cutting. You all know how to use this. And however, yep, there it is. The base. All my plates, because it needs all of the plates except for the grey one. Okay, so I'll put that, what I'm doing is I'm putting, it's a bit hard to see because it's a bit dark, putting the crumb cake pieces to the front so that I can fit other pieces in here. Now, these pieces here, not only do they make a great tree stump, but I'll show you once I've cut them out, they're actually got a point on them. So they would also make a really good fence. Okay, so you could do like a little picket fence. All right, we're going to have this star here. Make sure you put it up the right way. Not the side with the pattern on it goes to the bottom. Okay, and we worked out that we need, look, I've got a scrap of that there, and if I do that in the right posie, it will fit. I'm going to have to go through twice because I can't fit the piece of Summer Splash on. Oh, stop. No, it's Shy Shamrock. Oh my gosh. Okay, so out it comes. So you'll see, yeah, vote the sparkly ones. Yeah, sparkly is good. Okay, so we've got, well, that was a bit cutting it fine. So I've got one piece of fence. Like, see what I mean? But it's got a pointy end. So that bit's going to go back up there. This is a bit close together, guys. You don't want them overlapping, because if they overlap, you'll wreck your knife. Just saying. Or wreck the actual, the die, the knife part of the die. Okay. The pokey part of your take your pick tool comes in handy here. There's actually a little hole in the middle that you can just shove that one through, because there's room on here for us to do some more, and that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to get a big storm here. It's very grey out there, but I need these pieces. So I need that piece off, and there's some little of my little dots are in there. The other ones are still stuck in the die, so I'll get them out in a sec. Put you back on there. And I cut these down mainly so that I don't have the problem where I end up with pattern pieces of silver, because I've been stingy with it. Okay. We'll shove that piece there. And please let me have made that big enough. Oh, goody. I did. Okay. And that one there. Let's see if I can get this in correctly without them wiggling. We don't want the fence piece to wiggle because I'm coming backwards. Okay. Yeah, we'll take them out. Sweet. It's a bit dodgy, but you know what? You're not going to notice when you sit halfway under a tree. But see what I mean? Like if you put all those in a little row, you could have a little tiny fence. Okay. All right. Get all these bits out of the way. Okay. All right. So there's some really pretty sentiments in this set. So hoping your home is filled with spirit of the season to you and yours, love and joy. We wish you a Merry Christmas. So depending on what you want to put on here and how you want to put it on here, it's up to you. This We Wish You a Merry Christmas would look fabulous on the tag, but so will love and joy. Now, it's what I'm thinking I'm going to do, because this is the only stamp set I brought over to the table. So I'm going to use what's in here, but I'm thinking I'm going to need love and joy. All right. And I'm not sure how I'm going to do this, but what I'm planning on doing, oh look, yeah, that one's going to go on there. She's looking pretty fabulous, actually. You're going to go up the top. All right, so I've got love and joy, and I'm thinking to you and yours would work as well. So I'm not sure if you've seen those. There's sometimes you can get stamps, and that we have them sometimes, and you can get them, and they are one stamp, and it's got hundreds of words on it, or it's got quite a few words on it. So you can actually work them quite nicely. So you can do that with photopolymer stamps. If you want to, you can actually make them yourself. And nobody said they had to be even. All right, let's use the grids on the table, and we'll line them up. Oh, and actually make sure they're up the right way. Sorry about the top of my head down there in the bottom of the screen. All right, just butt it up against each other. They're not going to be really close together. And I probably needed a bigger block, but we'll see how this one goes. Okay, so just using our crumb cake, I'm going to use crumb cake, and I'm going to make it so it's a bit higgledy-piggledy. Okay. Now, some of it will be hidden, which is good because I've made it all dodgy. When you've got it done like so, you can take one off and put the other one on better, because I do want to put this one up here and I want to bring it in there just to fill in those gaps. And I didn't really need both, but it just gives it a little bit something different. Okay. And it's essentially, it's saying what we want it to say and all over it. So it's going to have some sort of sentiment on it. Now, I did bring in, this is our, what's it called? It's always written on one side and not the other. Pecan pie, and it's very vanilla ribbon. So I'm going to need just a little bit. Look, my scissors broke. Remember the ones that had the nice little dies on, like the little things on them? They all broke. Now, I don't want it this color. I want pink because we need more pink. So these ribbons are fabulous. Move all those things out of the way because I am going to want to do them. And look, now I've got leftover pieces of tree. So if you want to make a matching gift card, like how cute do they look? But that's not what we're here for. We're here to make a card. Ooh. This is my Petunia Pop. It's the darker of the two pinks in the family. Okay. Make it nice and wet. And one side's got stitching on it and the other side's, oh, it has stitching as well. I thought the other side was a bit, how's your father? You can make this ribbon any colour. You don't need another tree stamp set, lol. All right. You can make ribbon any colour you like. Just saying. You can use blends to colour it. You can use ink to colour it. This ink is water-based, so if it gets wet, it will run. And what you'll notice is I've actually made one side. Oh, it's going to be hard to see. One side is darker than the other. Okay, just because I want that effect. Right. The pecan pie that is in the, this works perfectly on this checkered ribbon as well. Okay, just so you know, the pecan pie that is in the middle has taken on a darker tone. You can still see it. Okay, but I wanted it the opposite, the lighter color, just because I think lighter on one side and dark on the other, it just looks fabulous. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I've just popped a little loop on it and I am sticking my loop through here, just so you'll actually get to be able to see both colors. Okay, now depending on which way you want this part to sit, you can have it sitting like that if you push the loop through the back. If you want it to sit like that, you push it through the other way, which is what I want it to do. So hence I am stopping and I am going to go through there and I'm going to slip that up through there. And now I have got my knotty bit on that side. And it is always nice to make these just, oh, these scissors are not made for ribbon. They've been used on paper too much. Cordon that off or trim that off. You know what I mean. So there's got a bit of ribbon on there. Now I do have ink all over my table. So I'll just get out my very, very well-loved sponge and clean that off. Okay? Right. So we've got to you and yours, peace and love and joy and all those sorts of things there. Now, if we wanted to, we could do a few things here. I'm leaving this very, very white. You can go around the edges and zhuzh it up a bit if you would like to, but you don't have to. Okay? And I am going to start to adhere it together because it's starting to play so that it doesn't want to. Gosh, my house smells lovely with Christmas cake cooking in the oven. It's stinking hot. I've got the air conditioner going and the oven going. And you're all going, why did you turn that around? It's the same piece. I'm going to tell you. I don't know, but your eye's always attracted to the top of a card. I've got glue on my finger now. And there was a bit of a lip on this bit. So in case it didn't flatten out nice, which it has done, I was just putting it up there. So aren't these fabulous? If you wanted to put a little bit of pink on, actually, you know what? That'll look really nice. Let's have a little bit of a, because we're going with, we want some pink on our trees. We got pink snow, not yellow snow, pink snow. Just because we can, why not, eh? Look at that. How cool does that look? All right, I'm going to glue this piece down as well, mainly because it's not going to change and I'm not going to be putting any ribbon under it. All right. So try and get it fairly even and straight. Straight is the other word. All right. Gosh, you can tell how dark it's got because, like, on the little one that's, where is it? Where's my finger? Down here in this bottom corner. Hey, I noticed that it's taken my name off this bottom corner. That's okay. You guys know me. I'm Courtney. I'm your Stampin' Up demonstrator from Australia. All right. Now, because I've got a lot of ink on here, I don't need to re-ink this. If you're watching this little piece of person down here, watch what I do. I'm going to wet that again. I'm going to and breathe on it just so that I can then add some color to that bottom piece, which is our smooth piece. All right. Okay, so I've just added a little bit of color. So it just gives it a little bit of difference with it. Okay, you're going to go on there like so. Okay, and you can do the same with these pieces. Now there is two sides. There is an embossed side and there's a debossed side. Okay. And we'll just give it a little bit of a shot with a little bit of color. All right. Now, the other thing you can do with your bone folder is, if you want to, you can actually curl up your bits of tree. Okay. Just so your tree does not sit flat. Now, you only want to curl up the bottom bits of your tree, because if you curl up the top bits, and be careful when you do the embossed one because it will protest a bit and you don't want to flatten out your embossing. All right. I'll just do this little bit. The other thing that you can do, this, and I didn't bring over my heat tool, otherwise I would have showed you. This tree has snow, for want of a better way. It's snow essentially. This tree has snow. You could emboss some snow onto these very nicely, because the glimmer paper that we've got will take embossing beautifully. Now, this tree, when we make up this tree, we're actually going to put glue down under here, and that one's going to sit. Don't want to push the bottom of it. You may need to pick it up in your fingers just to make sure it sits on straight. Okay, and that one's going to sit on there, and you'll notice that I didn't put glue right up close to this bottom because I didn't want that bottom curled up bit to get stuck down flat. Okay, and the reason why I didn't want it to get stuck down flat is because I'm not putting dimensionals in between any of these layers. Again, go with it up, the glue up the top bit rather than that bottom bit, and we're going to lay this one on top here. So we're making a tree out of our layers. Sit down. You will need to give it a bit of gentle persuasion under there with that with the when you're sticking to the glimmer. Okay, now you could highlight this with the green, but you can also highlight it with your petunia pop. All right, because it doesn't really matter. It's just going to make it look a little bit darker in those spots where you've highlighted it. It doesn't make it look pink. Okay. And let's just zhuzh up the bottom of this one as well. And I think I've just about run out of ink on here. Yeah, I have, because nothing's, maybe, yep, and that's coming off. So I'm just making it so that it's just around the edges, okay? Again, and I'm just going to use my fingers to curl that little bit up. We'll pop, oh, I forgot to curl up the corners of this one. Okay. Oh, hear that storm. It's sounding a bit cranky, actually. All right, I'll just pop that one onto there. This one here should be dry. And I'm just going to pop this one on here at the point. And again, it's going to not play nice, and it's going to not want to stick. So I will stick the block under it and under this one at the same time, or on top of them. Sorry, not under them. What am I talking about? Don't mind me. Right. So it lays up quite nicely. Right, so we've layered those up. Stick a block on them so that they'll just stick together. Somewhere under all of this stash is my silver star. Here she is. Come to Courtney. Okay, these little pieces push out. Okay, and just put a little tiny bit of glue. Whoop, too much. Just get it to knob out and on the end, and then let it go back in a bit, and you'll end up with a tiny little bit of glue on there, because you don't want it to squeeze out from between it, because it's not a good look. Hold your tongue in the right posi, and there we have our star. Okay, you guys should be stuck enough. All right, so we've got our Christmas tree, oh Christmas tree, and this cutesy little one here, and we've got two little stumps which are going to sit quite nicely under there, so you don't see a lot of them, so you don't see the pointy bit, and you don't see that they're dodgy stamped, because they're just essentially there to provide a little bit of texture. Now I think I'm going to need, this is very Carly, this tree, isn't it, Lol? These are so cool. Look, just little balls, and it's up to you how you put them on, if you put them on, but they just make that tree really pretty. Okay, so that's essentially how I'm going to stick this one down. So let's get sticking, okay, because we need to, we've played with it, and we need to stick. We need to be brave and stick. So this one here, I'm going to, it's going on flat onto my tree. Just make sure that it's in the middle. Push it over a little bit. Yep. Then we're going to have to stick this piece here on. And you will need a fair bit of glue under that one, because it's going to want to knob up a bit because of this top bit. Okay. I use my blocks like this a lot of the time. It just makes them as another great tool. Before I put the green tree on, I'm going to stick the pink one on, because I'm not sure where this little piece needs to go now. Okay, so I'll just stick that. I use them quite frequently, mainly because it makes it heaps easier when I'm sticking things down, to then I can move away from it essentially. All right. Oliver is being naughty. The storm's rumbling in, and he's protesting, I think. All right, we'll just move that one down a little bit, because that we've got that texture underneath there. It does protest just a smidge when it comes to sticking down. All right, so I'm going to stick this one on now, and I'm not going. I was going to stick it on with some dimensionals, but you know what? I'm not, because it's actually being fairly, because we've got those little kicked up bits. It's being fairly poppy, and actually sitting up quite nicely there. All right, but I am going to stick this one up on dimensionals, even though it's not my feature tree. It's my spare tree, for want of a better way of putting it. And it's not getting a star because it's not special enough, because it's only the spare tree. No, got to have, yeah, thunder there as well, Cheryl. Yeah, I can feel the storm coming. It hasn't got any cooler, mind you. Well, outside it hasn't got any cooler. It could do with a star up there. All right, let's see. I do want to put the star on that one, but yeah, look at that. And I've got these tiny little ones here. Okay, stop what I'm doing. All right, so let's put on. Now, sticking these guys on, they're messy. So my suggestion is, with these guys, is I would put, and they've got like a little bit of shape underneath them, a bit hard to see. They've got a little bit of shape underneath them. So I would put a little dab of glue under a couple on the couples on each end rather than all of them, because maybe one in the middle, but you don't want them to be on too much of them, because they're going to get, it's going to get in your way, and they stick. So it doesn't need to be on both ends. All right, where's this one? Is that you? Yeah. Okay, and this one's the glimmer one, because the green tree is getting glimmer. And again, I'm only going to put on the glue on either end, because I want it to, it doesn't need any more than that. Now, in here, we've got, that is our little tiny piece. You got to, gosh, this one's tiny. It's only got 3 balls on it, this one. Even my take a pick tool won't work for this piece. That way, that way, that way, that way, that way, that way. Just had to work it out. Don't mind me. All right. And you're going to go on there. You're going to go on. You're going to go on here. Don't need that nice big long one. Don't know what's happened to the little tiny pink one, but we'll just chop up we'll chop up one of the long ones for it. They must be all under here. No, there's a little tiny pink one. Okay, let's hold in the middle. A little bit of glue on either end. Don't need it in the middle. That one's going to go like so. They're just so cute. Nice tree. There's something about Christmas trees when they're super special. Well, nearly did it and all in the same direction. We don't want that. I don't mind even on some things, but not on my Christmas tree decorations. So this one here is that one. Again, little bits in the middle. Sorry, I know it's like watching grass grow. If you're watching on replay, you can speed it up. I'm not sure if you don't know how, just check out. There's actually a fast forward button and you can watch it twice as fast, but then I speak really fast. But yeah, it sounds quite amusing. And I quite frequently watch videos on fast forward just so that I can get to the good bit, you know how it is. Saying let's get to the good bit. And oops, that one's not where I want it to be. But you know what? It's stuck. It's staying. Okay. This guy here needs a dimensional under him. It needs a mini dimensional under that. But since they're on the other table, you can use the edges. Right? And essentially that gives you half a dimensional. You don't need to throw away the edges, do you? I've got an auntie that does throw away her edges. And I snabble them back out of the bin. And she says that I'm a tightwad, but that's okay. I just had to trim it up because I could see it over the edge and I didn't like to see it. So I'll just shove that there. Nice. And then, yes, this little one's just going to go, actually, that one's bigger. So let's put the bigger one on there. And there's this one here too, look. There's a variety. Okay, so we'll just put that one a little bit something different. I'm putting the glue dot on the tree because I find sometimes if I do it when it's on the take your pick tool, I end up with glue absolutely everywhere and I drop the star in this case, or the spot. All right. Now, the other thing that you can do is move all these spare bits to the edge. We need to do the inside still, but for those that are time poor and want to run off, these are our Druzy gems. Now, actually, I haven't checked to see if these are retiring. I got heaps of packets of them because I love them. But look at them. Look how cool are they? And look at that sparkle. It is fabulous. So, yes, there is little, you can stamp and you can do little decorations that are super duper cute, but you can also use these guys. Now, I would normally use my take your pick tool for putting on some gems. However, if you use the jelly end, it gets all stuck in them. So I am just going to put some of these on my tree instead of using the other balls that are in the stamp set. And like any, I'll just pick them off, like any other, oh, that still wiggled. You want to do an odd number. And you don't want them doing the same job. So I'm going to put 5 on here. None of them are in a row. Well, they're sort of in a row, but none of them are in a row. Probably need more. None of them are in a row. The other tree's not getting any because it's not as special as that one. And, oh, they're not stuck down. Whoopsie. I'm just going to put a dot up here on that tree. What has happened? My glue's protesting. It doesn't like that it's so hot. Although it's not hot in here, so it shouldn't actually have a problem. All right, let's put that on that knob there. Turn that one over and stick that star on that Christmas tree that's at the back. And then it just sticks. It's stuck to my finger. This one here, I don't need. Okay. Now, what are we going to do on the inside? So I do have sentiments on the front because I've just stamped them at the background. They would look absolutely fabulous embossed in white, just saying. But we need to do our inside, and I think I moved my piece over here next to my envelope. So we've got one envelope, and we've got an inside piece. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, and I've done this before, and you may have, depending on when you've watched, you may or may not have seen this. Okay, so we've got a pink tree. And pink's because we're going with pink. Carly loves pink. You need a big, super duper giant size block for what I'm doing now. This tree here needs the big block, and you sort of need it fits on a bit of an angle. And what I'm going to do with it is, running out of room, is I'm going to ink it up. Tuning pop. Now you'll notice it's very juicy, and it's very, see how it's gone all funny? If you've got in your toolkit a metal spoon, because you've got a new ink, or a fairly new ink pad, a very juicy ink pad, and I don't know if you noticed, mine are worse when it's really, the air's really moist, so when the humidity is high. You can use a bone folder, you can use a block, or you can use a metal spoon, whatever. If you've got you can then wipe them on your black pants, and the spoon's nice and clean. And what you'll find is you actually get a better image ink, right? Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm stamping both at the same time. Okay, I am going to end up with a very patchy tree that I'm not going to be happy with. So I'm going to have to go back over that tree, and that wasn't what I wanted to show you. I wanted it to work out perfectly, but I do have a pink tree now on my... All right, everybody, hold your tongue in the right spot, lean over the top of it, and it still wants to be patchy. Okay. Oh, I can see why. I've got a bubble under here, which is not fun. All right. So I'm going to go over it the third time. Let's see. So it's not inking up under there very well. Now, this is going to end up all over my piercing mat. So just be aware that it does not, when it goes on your piercing mat, it does not come off. It will come off on your thing. That is as dodgy as all hell. Let's turn that card over, piece of card over. Be aware that that's going to stay wet. And to cover up that side, man, this ink pad is very, very damp. To cover up, because you can see that through there, I'm actually going to do it on this side, whereas normally I would have done it back on the other side. That's better. My golly gosh. The effort that we just had to go to then. Beauty that there's two sides to every piece of cardstock, isn't it? You will need to wipe it off here. It will transfer to whatever card you put on over the top otherwise. Okay? Just saying. Oh, and off here. All right. Now what I'm going to do, just because I can, is I'm going to bring in the texture. And this should work better because it's not a solid stamp. So I'm just going to give this tree a bit of texture. Okay? And because that's going to go on my inside. Now, I've got ink here, so you just have to be a little bit careful. We'll make that one the same. Okay? And I'll just wipe these up so I don't end up with that on the back of my envelope. And I'm going to put, we wish you a Merry Christmas, because it's cool on, and I'm going to do that to bring it through. I'm going to do that in my Shy Chanel. So my pink loving cousin and my green loving me are feeling very satisfied with this card. There we go. And that is going to be our inside. Let's put a bit of adhesive on it. Keep our grotty fingers off it. I knew there was a knobby bit. A little bit of glue. Doesn't need a lot. And pop that one in there. And I think we've got, both of us will be satisfied with that pink and green Christmas card. Now you can do a similar sort of thing here and you can do different colors. Your tree doesn't have to be one color, but you can do 2 different color trees. All right, just so that you know. Okay, and that tag, if you were giving someone a card and gift, your tags can match your card. All right, so because we've been hanging out together for over an hour now, I'm sure that you're all probably all tuckered out. Keep in mind, watch out for the last chance. Be aware that there's celebration and a new catalogue coming. Just to touch base, if you would like a new catalogue, flick me a message with your address and I'll get one in the mail to you. It's been lovely to stamp with you all today. Hopefully there's some different varieties of Christmas cards coming your way out there over this Christmas period. Keep Australia Post shipping, as they say.